Asia's tourism collapse in 2025 is unfolding before our eyes, with 7 countries facing economic disaster. Millions of tourists are disappearing across Asia. Beaches that used to be packed with sunbathers are now, honestly, eerily quiet. Hotels and resorts stand half empty, and entire city blocks that once thrived on visitors now seem abandoned. This isn't a small problem. In 2025, some of Asia's biggest tourism economies are, well, teetering on the edge of collapse. Why is this happening? Experts point to multiple factors: new visa restrictions, travel advisories, political instability, crumbling infrastructure, and even climate disasters affecting the region. The numbers are, frankly, alarming. Indonesia's tourism revenue has dropped nearly 40% in just 1 year. Vietnam's visitor numbers have fallen by over a third. Trekking bookings in Nepal are down more than 50%. These aren't just temporary setbacks, they are warnings for economies built on travel money. Governments are optimistic. They promise recovery through digital visas, marketing campaigns, and emergency funds, but analysts warn that safety concerns, political unrest, and environmental threats are, changing traveler behavior permanently. Social media makes it worse. Viral videos of empty streets, chaotic airports, and unsafe tourist zones spread quickly, scaring millions of potential visitors overnight. Today we're counting down the 7 Asian countries closest to a tourism collapse, and honestly, the top spot will shock you. Number 7, Indonesia. Indonesia, once Southeast Asia's crown jewel for tourists, is now in turmoil. Tourism revenue has dropped almost 40% in a year. Bali's hotels sit half empty, souvenir markets are quiet, and protests are sweeping across cities like Jakarta. The unrest stems from corruption scandals, labor disputes, and inflation. Tens of thousands have taken to the streets, while videos of fires and clashes go viral globally. For travelers, this sends a clear warning: safety is uncertain. The government insists stability is returning and promotes digital nomad visas to attract long-term visitors. But critics say these measures are too little, too late. Many digital nomads are leaving for safer destinations like Vietnam or Malaysia, citing poor internet, strict visa rules, and unrest. Indonesia's challenge is clear: can it restore trust and stability before it loses its spot as a tourism leader? Number 6, Vietnam. Vietnam was a rising star in Southeast Asian tourism. By mid-2025, international arrivals had dropped by 37%, leaving bustling streets and night markets deserted. Ha Long Bay's tour boats sit idle, and once busy streets in Ho Chi Minh City are quiet. The problem is partly internal. Overcrowded tourist spots, aggressive vendors, and inconsistent government policies have driven visitors away. One ministry encourages growth, while another tightens visa rules and taxes services. The result? Confused tourists and hesitant tour operators. Airlines are cutting flights, and luxury resorts are offering like 70% discounts just to fill rooms. Millions of local workers dependent on tourism are losing their income, and honestly, some are leaving the industry entirely. Vietnam's question is urgent. Can it rebuild trust before its tourism miracle unravels permanently? Number 5, Nepal. Nepal, the gateway to the Himalayas, is facing an unprecedented tourism collapse. Trekking bookings have fallen over 55%. Guest houses along popular trails are closing, and guides are seeking work abroad. Climate instability plays a huge role. Unpredictable snow, flash floods, and landslides are, shortening trekking seasons. Earthquake scars and regional instability scare adventurers away. Visa hurdles and economic fears only make matters worse. Government efforts like heritage tours and wellness retreats have honestly only a limited impact. Weak infrastructure and limited marketing budgets make it really difficult for Nepal to compete with neighboring countries like India or Bhutan. Entire mountain villages, which once thrived on seasonal tourism, are now struggling just to survive. Nepal's collapse is more than just economic, it's social. Families are leaving their villages, children are being pulled from schools, and migration to already overcrowded cities is accelerating. Without things like modern airports, solid safety guarantees, and real climate adaptation, Nepal is at serious risk of losing its adventure tourism crown. Number 4, Pakistan. In 2025, Pakistan's tourism fell sharply. International bookings dropped by nearly 65%, with hotels in Hunza and Skardu sitting over 80% empty. Bazaars are silent and small businesses are closing. Political unrest, protests, and security warnings from the United States, United Kingdom, and Australia dominate headlines, overshadowing natural beauty and cultural festivals. Tourists perceive risk, even if, honestly, the reality is less dangerous. Government efforts like subsidized tours and travel incentives have limited impact. Airlines reduce flights and tour operators struggle as visitors simply don't arrive. More than $1.1 billion in tourism revenue has already been lost. Local communities who rely on tourism are paying the heaviest price. Pakistan faces a critical choice: rebuild global trust or watch decades of progress vanish. Number 3. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka hoped for a tourism comeback in 2025, but arrivals dropped 42% in just the first 7 months. Resorts are slashing prices, and tour guides struggle to find bookings. Famous beaches are quieter than they've been in decades. Visa-free travel and marketing campaigns just weren't enough to counter political instability, power cuts, and, well, weak infrastructure. Airlines actually reduced flights because demand kept falling. Tourism once made up about 12% of the GDP, but now it's dropped below 7%. Families who depend on visitors are cutting back on essentials, pulling their children from school, or even leaving the country altogether. The big question is whether Sri Lanka can restore confidence fast enough, or if it'll face even deeper economic consequences. Number 2, India. India, which is one of the world's biggest tourism destinations, is actually experiencing its steepest decline in decades. By the middle of 2025, arrivals had plunged sharply, projecting a loss of over $18 billion. Hotels in Jaipur and Varanasi are running at just 35% occupancy, festivals are being cancelled or scaled back, and street vendors are losing daily income. The crisis comes from multiple fronts: political unrest in Kashmir, devastating floods in Uttarakhand, and record heat waves across southern India. Travel advisories from foreign embassies just amplify safety concerns. Domestic tourism, which is kind of India's safety net, is also shrinking as rising costs keep citizens home. Entire regional economies dependent on travelers are under pressure. India must act fast to restore stability and confidence, or honestly, the damage could last for years. Number 1. Cambodia. Cambodia's collapse is, well, the most dramatic. By mid-2025, international arrivals fell over 60%. Angkor Wat, once flooded with tourists at sunrise, stands nearly empty. Night markets are silent, and airlines are quietly cutting flights. The root causes are political instability and broken trust. Protests, corruption, heavy crackdowns on dissent, and internal power struggles have really shaken confidence. Rising crime and reports of scams targeting tourists further deter visitors. Government efforts, like lower visa fees, new campaigns, and promises of security, are seen as, well, surface-level fixes. Once trust is lost, no discount or campaign can restore confidence overnight. Tourism fueled nearly 1/5 of Cambodia's GDP. With that gone, entire communities are on the edge of survival. Families sell land, leave villages, or pull children from school. The collapse isn't just financial, it's a cultural and social crisis. Tourism doesn't fail overnight. It crumbles when safety is uncertain, politics are unstable, and governments lose public trust. For travelers, choosing a destination is no longer about the cheapest flight or the prettiest view. It's about safety, stability, and confidence in leadership. If these countries cannot restore order and rebuild trust, the collapse of tourism could, reshape their economies for decades. Would you still plan a trip to Asia in 2025, or has this crisis changed your mind? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this breakdown opened your eyes, share and subscribe to get more stories that mainstream media won't cover. Thank you for being with us and watching the video. Be sure to comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell icon to get new video updates. Your support is invaluable to us. Thank you.